Namaste, I'm Mona Flynn. Thank you for joining me today for a yoga and Pilates practice intended for our Star Aquatics swimmers. Today we will use a combination of exercises from Pilates and some yoga poses and preparations aimed to provide mobility and stability. Stability for the shoulders and mobility through pelvis, hips, legs, ribcage, core engagement, and more. Let's begin. As you sit with a little bit of elevation to honor the lumbar curve, this pose, Sukhasana Easy Pose, gives us a great starting position. Turn to one side. Take the back hand and press down into the floor, into the surface behind you. And let both arms guide you into this twist. Exhale. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale in the other direction. Twists and folds begin to release tension in the back body and really give way to mobility. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, come into bound angle pose. Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose as it is sometimes known. Draw yourself up, come into a little bit of a fold. Let your elbows press down and out into the inner legs so that you add value to this release, this stretch of inner thigh muscles. Keep the ribcage broad and the heart leading. Inhale, come back to center, take one leg long. And sending the arms forward and up into this hinge, continue with this great forward fold. You can hold onto the front foot and draw yourself forward, nose toward the toes. If you can't reach your foot, you can hold the ankle, you can use a strap or a tie. But regardless, we are not rounding, we are stretching. Inhale, come back to center, plant that foot. And as you reach for that same leg, the opposite arm now either is going to use the outside of the leg, the free arm props up behind you, and if you can fold a little bit deeper and catch the outer foot, please do. The idea here is to create space in the spine, to press the shoulder and the bent knee against each other and resist, and then charge the legs. We're going to come back and use this a little bit more. But for now, let's do all of that on the other side. So turn the leg out. Lift the ribs away from the hips, come and fold. And then check out and notice what you can do. Keeping the front spine long, lengthen, send the heart forward. If you need to use a strap, please do. And then inhale and come on back. Prop the foot up, pull the heel close to you. Begin to turn slightly, and it's the opposite hand to the foot. The back of the hand will resist, the bent knee will resist the shoulder, and we're coming into this little bit of a fold. If you can hold the outer edge of the foot, do. But regardless, even though we could twist further and fold deeper, the idea here is to push down and to pull and lengthen the spine to create space. Wonderful. As we repeat, we will add on. So now I'm going to turn sideways instead. And we'll go right back to that idea of knee bent, heel close, leg long. This time we're going to generate a little bit more strength and create some too. So as we turn away from the bent knee, the elbow presses into the inner knee and the arm reaches up, the leg resists, the back hand pushes down, we have this strengthening twist and it feels good. We're going to engage the core and then we're going to open the shoulders. As you exhale, come and fold. Think about what you did before. You can either use the outer edge of the leg to the outer hand. You can hold on, or you can use a strap, a belt, a tie. The idea is to hold the leg. So notice that you can lift the long leg. Therefore, the foot at the floor and the hand at the floor, they're going to help with any amount more lift. You can stay here and really create length and strength, or you can lift your sitting bones without leaning to the side, and then slowly set yourself back down. Now, use your strap, park it around you. You might need it, you might not, but the idea is to go that little bit further. Make sure the heel is close, and then to turn the palm away, take the arm behind you, the other arm reaches behind, and the idea is to hook the hands together and really open the rib cage. If you find that that is a little bit too much of a challenge, that your hands don't hook, there is the reason for the strap. So you can hold on to the strap and create that leverage, that opportunity to tug and hold and open up any amount. Very nice. Stay one more breath and slowly let upon it. So now I want to show all of that from the other side. As we switch, which is bent knee leg, we're going to first draw ourselves up, begin to turn in the other direction, aim the opposite hand to the foot, and hold on with the hand or with the strap. As you get ready for more, lift the long leg. Notice that you are strong. And then if you can ask for a little bit more, lift the sitting bones and just feel, staying centered, not tipping the pelvis, the stretch that comes, the many stretches that come, and set yourself back down. Continuing with rotation, bend in the elbow, turn any amount further, sit nice and tall. Enjoy this great twist. You are cinching up the back of the body, strengthening all of the muscles of the back and the outer shoulder. And here we go, reaching forward, folding deeper, keeping the heel really close, turning the palm away, and each side is different. So check out and notice if you can hook the hands and not stay low, but open the chest and shoulders any amount. If you need the help of the strap, please use it. We are all different in where we are strong and where we are flexible. And slowly come on back. Continuing to open the shoulders, we will use cow face pose. At first, I want you to create a repetition where you sit in this happy, easy pose. One arm travels behind, the other from below, and the idea is to hook the fingers. If you can hook 3 fingers, you can ignore the strap. Use the legs lightly into the floor. Try not to hang from the rib cage and the lower abdominals. Draw them up and in. But if you feel that it is a little bit too much of a strain to get the hands to hook, then please use your strap. Take the arm well up, the other from below, and keep tucking the top elbow back. So this is the arm work and cow face pose. Gomukhasana, the legs are on, the core is engaged, and we must do the other side. So I'm going to come from the other angle. I'm trying to work the arm in this plane, so no matter what, I'm trying not to let the elbow wing out to the side. And here we go. If you can't hook 3 fingers, please use the strap and keep inviting the top elbow back. Keep the core engaged. Use the legs to do that. Bear lightly down into the floor. Very nice. Breathe. Breathe and notice where your breath goes. keep reaching the elbow up and back. Both arms help equally. And now we are ready to repeat with yet another variation. So now, I want you to come and sit in such a way that your knees come to the middle, to the midline. So you'll bring one knee to center and take the other leg up and across. And the idea is to keep inviting the knees to stack. So if you can park them this way, you will have an additional stretch for the outer line of the hips. And whichever is the knee on top, the opposite elbow is above. So my right knee is on top, the left arm goes from above. Each side is different. This is my tighter side, so I want to make sure I get there safely. The elbow goes up, the other arm from below, and all of a sudden, there's a little bit more involvement. I keep inviting the top elbow up and back. The legs press into each other and into the floor, and no matter what, while you build time here, breathe. Breathe deeply. It would be a great mistake to hold your breath. Notice how the muscles of the back body keep cinching up. You're using that strength and you're building it too. And the muscles of the front body and the side body are lengthening. And let's do the other side. So it is wise to sit with a little bit of height. That is better for your spine, to honor the curves of the spine, especially the lumbar spine. And if you can't come and stack the knees sitting comfortably this way, the answer would be to fold the blanket or your towel more, or to take a block and sit a little bit higher, but you need to stay true to yourself. So this is about you on your mat. This is not the competitive part of your practice by any means. This is a chance to explore and know yourself better. Bringing the knees to the midline is the challenge, gives us this great outer thigh stretch. And then here we go with or without the strap. So ignore the strap if you don't need it. Keep inviting the elbow back. Keep the legs pressed into each other and into the floor. And notice which side is different. What you will learn is which side do you need to stay a little bit longer with, which is the tighter side. How does that help you to spend time and then to breathe into those tighter areas? One shoulder here experiences great external rotation. The other one, great internal rotation. We are adding a little bit of strengthening because of the tug to each of those places, and it has such value to honoring the integrity of the shoulder girdle. All right, let's keep going. Good job. Adding a little bit of core work now. You might have a mat, you might have a soft surface underneath you, and in case you have an extra blanket, come and use it. At first, I want to do a little bit of a rolling. Rolling like a ball is a really wonderful way to massage the muscles of the back body. And it is sneaky core work. You can hang on to the knees and really round. You want to use a rounded spine to be able to go forward and back. And how you hold on to your knees or your feet, begin to enjoy that exploration. Roll back and roll forward, and then try to stop yourself before your toes hit the floor. Straighten the spine and notice how you break up the momentum. You have to use your core engagement, not just your spatial awareness. So roll back any amount and then come up and sit. Let's do that one more time. Exhale to get there. Wonderful. We can add a variation. We can turn the feet out, and this is called seal. So I want to reach from the inside to the outside, hold on to the feet, round to get there, and then clap the fins. One more time, please. we can take this rolling action and add a little bit more core work. So now, if we wanted to work toward our teaser, that's how we know it in Pilates, or to our boat pose, that's how we know it in yoga, we can roll back and use the momentum to come forward and stop in one of those places, just building the challenge along the way. Inhale to go back, and exhale and come and feel. Feel what you can do. As you continue with this, you can use your arms. You can aim to grow the legs, to really lengthen them. And let's try one more time. Continuing with core work, we want to go from this boat pose to half boat pose. Elbows are wide, they traction the neck, and then we can work with double straight leg stretch. We can lift the legs toward the ceiling and lower the legs toward the floor, trying not to hyperextend. Elbows stay wide. With the breath, exhaling as we go down, inhaling as we lift. Let's do just a few more. One more. And then come and rest. Rest your head, bring your knees to your chest. From here, we're going to do a little bit of 100. And we'll start first in a very similar way. We want to challenge the front body core engagement. And as you lift your head and you lift your arms, start with the legs tall. And count, inhaling by 5, exhaling by 5. You can pulse the arms and use that to just help you contract the belly, the core, a little bit more. You can lower the legs similar to where you had been. And depending on how strong you are to keep from hyperextending, you can lower the legs closer to the floor. Inhaling by 5. Exhaling by 5, being still in your body while just the arms help you with counting and reaching and momentum. And when you've given yourself a comfortable challenge, come back and rest. It is called the 100 because the idea is to build up to 100, counting by 5s. When you are ready for change, we're going to roll up again and add one more piece to what we started with earlier. This time, we're going to keep one leg at the floor and reach up. And just notice, drawing ourselves forward and up. So it's easy to roll back behind the sitting bones, and we're all working on coming closer to the top. Other leg. So we started with holding the opposite foot, working against it, lifting it. But now, as we hold it even higher, whether you hold the outer edge of the foot or you use the strap to hold the foot, we're going to drop the body weight back, take the free arm to reach actively, and then check out and notice being able to lift the other leg. So the legs and the head and the arm, they counterbalance each other. And inhale and come on back. And that's a feel-good twist. It creates a lot of space in the body. Same idea, other side. We want to start from that half of a boat pose or a teaser. Hold the outside of the opposite foot. Take the free arm and reach. This is a wonderful twist. Drop the body weight somewhat back and then extend the other leg. So the idea is to come to this place where the weight of the limbs in their reaching will counterbalance each other. And then come on in. So now we're going to continue with opening the front body and strengthening the back body before we go the other way. We're going to come and work on our belly. And I'm going to encourage you to ask more from the back bending capacity of your body. It will lend itself to swimming, backstroke, and breaststroke, and butterfly. I want to measure my distance from the wall, and you don't have to have a wall to do this, but if you do, you'll have a little bit more resistance. I want to put my hip points on the blanket so that my rib cage will lift a little bit higher. If you get there and you find that your lower back doesn't like it, do without the blanket and just open it up underneath you. So here we go. At first, take the arms ahead and just feel this back bend, the strength of lifting the upper body. And then bend in one knee, reach back, catch hold, and begin to resist the arm to the leg. The hand in front can climb up the wall and help you with a little bit more height. Otherwise, you're using the strength of your body to get there. Lift the free leg and reach back and just feel how you are stretching in the front and strengthening in the back. As you exhale, notice if you can stay just this high. Take the other arm ahead, bend in the other knee. If you cannot reach the ankle, use a strap, but use the arm against the leg to come higher in your body. Keep reaching the free arm ahead. Lift the long leg. Let all your limbs participate and slowly come on down. As you lift your head and your arms next, take the arms back behind. Let them reach, clasp together, and notice the strength work and the height. As you exhale, turn your head in one direction and rest down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn your head in the other direction. Inhale, lift. Let's try that one more time each side. And as you get stronger, as your body uses its mobility, you are strengthening the range of movement in this back bending work, and it will help you with speed. How well your body comes out of the water and has great engagement through the core. It will affect your speed. Come through to child's pose, and let's use child's pose now. If you happen to be using the blanket, then enjoy using it. You will start with arms in streamline. Head is resting. If you cannot rest your head, then please park something else underneath your head. You can roll up your pool towel, you can use a block underneath your head. But now I want you to come up just a little bit. Keep one hand there, take the other arm underneath and turn. Allow the stretch of the back body muscles. This is what you were using. Now you get to stretch those muscles you were using. Take the time and do all of that in the other direction. The other hand, reach under. And before you give this away, I want you to come and park your hands, park your toes, lift the knees. You have this stretch work for your feet, for your ankles, and some strength work as well. And release. And now we're going to go to handstand preparation, to a little bit of weight bearing. and we'll take advantage of the wall. At first, we're going to come into plank pose. So I'm going to turn around and find a plank. Your hands and your feet should keep the same distance and come back into this downward facing dog. Enjoy this place. Roll the shoulders open, press into the heels of the hands at the thumb and the pinky finger side, all of the fingers, all of the bases of the knuckles. And begin to continue stretching the back of the body. Here we go. Sending the head toward that foot. We're going to alternate and add a little bit of value to the strengthening aspect of this great stretch. And then in between, come down. Think about what you had before. Bend in the knees. And all of a sudden you have great strength work for the legs, not just a great stretch for the ankles. We want to add to that. If you will, bring your hands a little bit closer to you. Think about where your toes are and where your hands are. Don't change any of that. Lift your knees and move your knees closer to your toes and then set them down. What you are in fact asking for is a deeper stretch for the back of the ankles and the calves, so stay with it. If you can give a little bit more weight to that area, send your body weight back. Come upright and sit. And let your muscles have that. When you give attention to the ankles and the feet this way, they get stronger, not just more flexible, and they become more powerful when you kick. They lend their power to your kick. That affects speed as well. Let's keep going. So now, we want to measure our distance from the wall. And I could start this way. Here's the length of my legs. And I want my hands to be a little bit further away, not too much, but just about the length of my legs. So I'm going to park my hand here just to mark that distance and turn around and use that place. So now I know. Bringing the feet to the wall, I have my handstand preparation, and I can take one leg straight up, trying to pull the lower ribs in, really push away the floor, and then spend time with the other leg in that position. Sometimes when this is new, people will overdo the back bend, so you want to draw the ribs in, reach straight up best you can, and then very slowly step down. You are stronger than you think. Make sure that you build time as you build your practice here. Enjoy every bit of it. But for now, let's finish our practice using Pigeon. It is a great challenge as well as a great recovery. I'm going to use my blanket. You are welcome to use a blanket or a towel, and give yourself a little bit of height. We're going to start by using our downward facing dog. And as you come into your down dog, one leg will step forward, turn out, and you will set that leg on the blanket, on your prop. The front foot is flexed. You can use your body. The back leg reaches back, and the idea is to come into this back bend. This is yet another back bend. Similar to cow face pose, one leg has external rotation and one leg has internal rotation. So now we've provided that for the shoulders and for the pelvis. When you're ready, hands to the floor, prop the toes, come into your downward facing dog. Keep asking to lengthen where you are already long. Step the other leg forward. The front shin aiming to be perpendicular The back leg aiming to be straight, coming into the back bend that this provides is a challenge. It will really loosen up the body, the tight places through the hips, and that in itself will make a big difference in the mobility and thus in the power of the legs. Once you've spent equal time, then come back and sit. Think about how you started. Once you've spent equal time, then return to your starting place and notice the difference of your practice. You should find that you are sitting now with much more ease and that you feel open and ready. I hope this feeling of being open and ready lasts you all the rest of your day. Enjoy your practice. Namaste.